Well, it seems it's working for everybody else, so Sega wants in on the bandwagon here. Sega to aggressively revive old IPs to become a powerhouse again, says their executives. Oh my gosh, y'all, this is huge! I love some of these Sega games, especially the older IPs that we haven't seen in quite a bit of time. I want to tell you all about this and talk about what sorts of games that they do have and what we might be seeing in the coming months and years. And I do think that that's worth a sub, as I do try my hardest to hit 100,000 subscribers. With your help, your like, and your sub, I just know that I can get there. It's saying that they are aggressively planning to revive its old and dormant franchises to become a powerhouse again. Not their current franchises, not Yakuza, which they are putting out, once a year and everything. They are wanting to revive their old and their dormant franchises. And this is a brand new article, and this might seem familiar to some of you because last year, Sega said something similar about this. But what they did was they actually confirmed Jet Set Radio and Crazy Taxi being revived. But now that they saw success with that, they're saying, hey, you know what? We want to revive more franchises. We want to look back into our past library and see what else we can find. And it looks like a lot of other companies are doing this. I mean, just the other day, I came out and I told you about Capcom wanted to come out and revive some of its old and dormant franchises. We have the Tales series coming out with remasters of their older games as well. We have Konami putting out the Suikoden collection. We have Lunar 1 and 2 collection coming out. Square Enix is in the bandwagon as well with Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3, and possibly the Zenithan trilogy as well, not to mention the Saga series and the Saga remakes that we're seeing as well. Then we have games like Ys 3 getting another remake, Nintendo's in on the game, remaking Xenoblade Chronicles X, and even Sigma Star Saga? Yeah, I know. There's a lot of these remakes coming out here, and they say, and I quote, after seeing mundane results in its game portfolio for the last decade, Sega has decided to chase its former renown by working on dormant fan-favorite franchises. Huh, what a concept! Huh, well, we're not making any money. I wonder why. Maybe we should go back to what made us money back in the 90s. Maybe we should go back to what worked. Maybe we should actually give the fans what they want. Shock and awe! Oh my god! I don't understand, I don't understand what goes through these people's minds when they think we're not making any money. I wonder why. Let's just keep shoveling the same crap at them. Oh, you know what? We have all these dormant franchises. Why don't we go back to that? Oh, genius idea. Why didn't we think of that before? I've been telling you this since the 90s. I don't understand what is going through these people's minds. Come on, this is not rocket science. Oh my gosh. So anyway, it says these initiatives are just the beginning, as many Sega studios are already brewing highly anticipated titles. Now, a new report suggests that Sega's higher-ups are seemingly on board with aggressively reviving old and idle gaming series in order to become a global powerhouse again. This is a brand new interview with Diamond Online, and the Sega executive Shuji Utsumi, I'm very sorry, clarified that Sega is aiming for the stars by aggressively reviving these fan-favorite IPs with new titles. He also argued that only releasing titles locally impacted their expected sales output. So basically he's saying, hey, we only put out these games here in Japan, so obviously they didn't sell as well as they would have if we put them out, everywhere in the West. If we put them out in Europe, if we put them out in America and everywhere else. So again, it's just duh, So it says a sharp multi-platform strategy is also in the cards. So probably Nintendo, Sony, Xbox, PC, probably full on everywhere. They also say you can also expect to see Sega's gaming characters appear in more TV shows and other media. They're probably going to do another, they had that Mario movie out, and then they had the Sonic movie, so maybe they'll revive that old Sonic cartoon. Remember that in the 90s? I do, because I'm old. So it says Sega has already started reaping the fruits of this new strategy, with the recent financial results suggesting a highly successful 2024 in terms of generated sales and ratings. This is just amazing, amazing, amazing news, especially for an RPG fan, because there are some franchises out there, two massive ones, that really do need a revival that haven't really been seen high or hair in quite a bit of time. The first one that comes to my mind, of course, is the Phantasy Star series. I'm not talking about the online series and all that garbage. I'm talking about Phantasy Star 1, 2, 3, and 4 that takes place on the Alpha Star system with turn-based battles, multiple party members. Like, these are some fantastic games. And I've got to say, Phantasy Star 4 could definitely go toe-to-toe, head-to-head with any SNES Final Fantasy game any day of the week. Phantasy Star 1, 2, and 3, though, they need some help. Those definitely need some remakes. I could totally see 4 getting redone as like a remastered, like an HD 2D remastered with some added content and things like that. But I do believe that if they were to release 1, 2, and 3, they couldn't just, remaster them and put them out. They would really need to give them full-on remakes. And they did kind of recently put out that Sega Ages remake for 1 and 2, but if any of them really need a remake, it's 3. Like, come on now, remake those 3 games and put out 4 as an HD 2D, or even better, remake all 4 of them and put them out as a collection, or even better, a Phantasy Star 5. I know that Phantasy Star 4 was end of the millennium, but that didn't stop Star Ocean after Star Ocean 3. It keeps on going. So, just put it in a different portion, put it in a different part of the timeline, just stick it in there somewhere. Then there's the Shining series as well. This consists of dungeon crawlers, strategy RPGs, action RPGs as well. There was the very first Shining game was actually developed by a developer from the Dragon Quest series. He left Enix and he went over to Sega. He was a disgruntled employee. He went over to Sega and he's like, hey, I want to make some RPGs over here. So, he ended up making the Shining series. Shining in the Darkness, Shining in the Holy Ark are both dungeon crawlers. Then there's the most well-known, the Shining Force RPGs, which are strategy RPGs. These are turn-based strategy RPGs, grid-based strategy RPGs. This was Sega's answer to Nintendo's Fire Emblem. They are fantastic. Then there is other Shining games. I just call them the other ones because they're all action RPGs. The Shining Wisdom, Shining Soul, Shining Tears, all that kind of stuff could definitely come. I would love to see the Phantasy Star series as well as the Shining series come back. And if you think that the Shining Force series is just dead in the water, that's not the case, because as early as 2002, there was going to be an enhanced remake of Shining Force 1, 2, and Shining Force CD called Shining Force Heroes of Light and Darkness, but unfortunately, that did get canceled. There are some other games out there that Sega has, like the Landstalker series. It was Landstalker and Lady Stalker, and these are isometric action RPGs in the same vein as something like Alundra or Zelda. There's Crusader of Senti, which was Sega's answer to the Zelda series as well. It's very like Link to the Pasty, but he can get like animal companions and animal friends to help him out, give like magical spells. Like he can like recruit a penguin and get like an ice attack. It's really a lot of fun. Sega has a huge breadth and depth of this old classic library that they can go back to. And if Konami can do it, if Capcom can do it, if Square and Nintendo can do it, Sega can do it too. And I cannot wait to see what they have in store for us. A new Phantasy Star, new collection, new Shining game. Who knows? Let's all talk and chat about this in the comments. I cannot wait to hear what y'all think about this news. Let's all talk and have a good day.